Join Mark Lewis' interview with Brian "Head" Welch, vocalist and lead guitarist of Grammy award-winning metal band Korn. Real rock and roll news. From the legends of rock, you found rockonamerica.live. We're bringing rock and roll to America and beyond. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
Step into the world of rock and roll as we delve into an intriguing conversation with Brian "Head" Welch, the renowned vocalist and lead guitarist of the Grammy award-winning metal band Korn, a journey that transcends the realms of music, touching on life, triumphs, and tribulations. Hear the resonance of passion as it intertwines with the strumming of guitar strings, the raw emotion that fuels every lyric, every performance. From humble beginnings to the pinnacle of success, discover the man behind the rockstar persona, a tale of resilience, of transformation, and of the power of music to heal and inspire. So, tune in and embark on an unforgettable journey into the heart of rock and roll. This is not just an interview, it's a symphony of stories, a melody of experiences, a rhythm of life. Get ready to rock on with Mark Lewis and Brian "Head" Welch, because this is where music meets life.
This is Mark with Rock Over America magazine, and today I have the absolute pleasure of talking to a gentleman who is establishing a new band and a new career path for himself. Has a miracle story literally of how his life changed. Formerly of Korn, everybody knows him as Head. Without further ado, is Brian "Head" Welch. How are you doing, Brian?
I'm awesome. I'm sitting here in Phoenix, Arizona. Chilling.
Hey, I want to go back just a little bit, but first I want to go way back. When you were growing up, what musically influenced you?
Metal, all metal, Motley Crue, Rat, Dawkins, Ozzy, Iron Maiden, all that stuff.
Okay. And you left Korn on a big record contract coming up, and I know you've told the story a little bit before, but can you tell it again? Because, I mean, just kind of in a nutshell, because this goes into what you've been doing with your speaking engagements and your new music. I mean, you walked out at a time when most people would have said you're absolutely crazy. How do you walk out of money like that?
Yeah, well, it's just, I wanted everything to shift. I was talking earlier to someone that I just wanted to be daring and wanted to do something crazy. My dream came true, I chased that down, and I was living empty, the drug addiction, all that crazy stuff. It was just, but we only have one life to live here. And if you're doing it, I was chasing the money because I wasn't happy anymore. And so I've been thinking about leaving for a few years, but I couldn't leave because it was crazy in the natural mind. But when I did turn to God, I got strength from God to leave because I was too afraid to leave before. So yeah, just the whole drug addiction and everything, and then everything changed in my life, and part of that was leaving and taking a new career path and personal path and everything.
I'm going to ask this a little bit different probably than people have done it, because I'm a born-again Christian too, and I've also interviewed other musicians that are born-again Christians as well. And I'm going to ask a two-part question, and we'll go into the music if that's okay. First of all, if somebody says to you, oh, come on, Brian, come on, this whole God thing, and really, you just got out of, God just delivered you out of heroin and turned your whole life around as this magical thing, that's party. How do you respond to that?
I would have said the same thing a few years ago. So I totally understand people that say that. I make fun of people that would say stuff like this, But it's a real resurrection that happened inside. That's how God shows that He's real. He actually resurrects people's lives. And I'm a true testimony to that, and there's many others. But I totally understand because I used to be like that too. So I don't get mad or not people that doubt it and make fun of it. Because I was that person,
How do you explain to people the miracle of that? Of what He did with me?
Because all I know is love entered my life, and it happened all happens inside your soul. It happens inside your heart, your mind, and your emotions and everything. You just know that you know that it's real, and you can feel it inside. You know, if I wouldn't have felt it and everything, then I wouldn't be a believer either. But it's just real. And He came and had mercy on me for some reason, and so I just want to be thankful for it. You know, show my thanks for that.
And this is the other question I want to ask you. I've gotten generally the same answer. Would you trade your relationship with Christ for a big career again, or would you be willing to give that up just to have a relationship with Christ, what you have now?
Yeah, that's it. I would never give nothing up for that. So that's obviously, I walked away from a big career, so it doesn't even mean nothing to me.
And since you left, you've had 3 albums out. How many do you have that go under the title of Love and Dust? Because that's the name of your new group.
Say how we came up with it?
No, you since you left Korn, you put out basically like 3 different albums. This is the 3rd one, the EP, Chemicals. How much music do you have recorded? Is this the first product recorded under that name, or what are the other 2 so people can get them?
Yeah, there's one under Welsh, it's Baby for myself, and then and Love and Death is a brand new one that came out. It's called Chemicals, and that's it. There's only 2.
Okay, where does the name come from? Because I know that you wanted to. I know the press release said you wanted to separate your speaking engagements and everything, and you really didn't want to have to do a name, but you figured this was a good time to do that. Where did you decide to come, or how does the name come about?
It just came to me one day. I think it's meant to be. It just came to me, and to me it means like just the love that me and my band have for music and everything, and all the crap we go through, to get to our bands and stuff. 'Cause it's not easy leaving a big band and starting over, but it's rewarding, and I feel like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So.
Yeah, I understand that because I have a friend who kind of did the Eddie and the Cruises thing, and she came back after 20 years, and she's kind of going through some of the same stuff. So let's talk about this. Let's take the first. Do you want to talk about all the songs on the EP, or do you just want to do 1 or 2? Because the first one I want to start with is Chemicals. But how many can we talk about?
Yeah, we'll just do Chemicals and Whip It if that's cool, because I already talked about Paralyzed enough, and Whip It's a cover song. So.
No problem. That's the Devo song, correct?
The Devo song, yeah.
Yeah, what gave you the inspiration to do the Devo song with it? Because I don't know if anybody's actually covered that, or that's been covered that much before.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was looking online, but it's just I wanted to do kind of a band that was out there, and Devo's way out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Weird and freaky, and I'm weird and freaky too, so I thought it was a good fit. But I originally was just looking for an 80s new wave song, because I don't know, I just felt like doing a new wave cover, but I thought about Devo, and I was like, man, you can't make that song good, it's just too geeky. And then I cut the main riff in halftime and just tried it. I had this idea while I was in the shower one day, so I did it, and I took it to the producer, and he was like, well, dude, you can do something with this. So I was like, all right, we got it.
Did it come together pretty naturally for you to do that?
It took like a day and a half to do it. It was crazy. I mean, drums about 2.5 days, vocals half a day, and then we wrote the structure of the song one day and the drums one day, so it was really quick. It came together.
Cool. And Chemicals was released at radio last month. What's been the response to that, first of all, the song?
I think it's good. It's just it's kind of a heavy song, so I don't know if it'll do. It's not radio, but it's strong for me, and it just symbolizes a lot of things, and from title Chemicals and stuff like that. It was we just wrote that just a few months ago. Me and our bass player Valentine, and it's probably, it makes me think about, like, back in the day when I used to just, party all the time. So it's just, that's, chemicals in my mind and stuff like that. And then it also makes me think about depression. Just the stuff in your brain, that makes you depressed, because I always fight that.
Right.
And I still do that. I still fight that sometimes, so.
For you, what is the song creation process like? Like, I use this as an example. The Metallica, when Cliff Burton was alive, always had a set formula where they would do, it would be the rhythm section, be Cliff and Lars would start the song creation process. And then when Cliff had died, they went to the guitar lines first. Do you have a set formula, a set process for creating music? Or can it be literally a drum beat, a guitar riff, a lyric? Can it be anything? How's the song creation process for you as you write music?
Yeah, now it's anything, because it's usually never vocals, but that could change in the future. But it's usually like a drum beat or a riff idea. More times than any, it starts with a guitar, just a guitar idea. So that's usually the norm.
Okay, and go ahead and introduce everybody in the band. And your guitar player is very interesting too, because he's 17 years old.
Yeah, totally. He's a little shredder. We got him when he was 15, and I think he just turned 16 when we got him. So, and he went on the road. He was on online high school, and his parents got him there because they thought he would be doing something musically, and so they put him in there. But unfortunately, he hit the road and didn't keep up with his schoolwork, so he had to drop out even to get his GED. So it's just, but he's just like one of us, he's really cool, and his name's JR, the bass player is Valentine. I found him in LA through this guy that, I forget his name, he has a bunch of musician people that he hooks up with gigs, he's one of those guys, like the go-to guy for a gig. Yeah. And then my drummer I found in Phoenix, Arizona, he was like 24 at the time, he's a hungry kid, and so there you have it, and that's the band, it's a four-piece.
When people look at you with the different age ranges in here, how surprised are people when they see JR come on? At 17, he's 17 now. How surprised are they when they see this little guy come up there and he's just shredding his heart out?
Yeah, he's just like, everyone's just, it's so energetic and stuff like that. So we really blend really well, maybe unless I look too old up there, but we just go out there and rock it. So I think people, sometimes I mention it from stage, that he's JR and his age and stuff, but more times than not, we just go up there and play, and it's just, people are really inspired, like younger kids are inspired by him, and they're like, wow, I think they could happen.
And you're on tour right now with POZ and Red. What are those guys like?
They're all jerks. I can't wait till it's over. No, I'm just kidding. They're awesome. They're all my friends, and they, I've known POD guys since like 99 or something, and the Red guys I started hanging around with in 2009. So, really cool, man. It's going to be an awesome tour. We get a whole month, and I got my daughter on the road. She's chilling with us, so it's going to be fun. We're going to go see some shows, some other bands on the road too, some big festivals and stuff. So, we're going to have fun this month.
Cool, yeah, and because when everything had changed with you, you ended up taking care of your daughter. How does she like going, and I know she's going to be a little bit older now, so how does she like going on the road with Dad?
She likes it. She likes the tour, but like 1 week she doesn't want to tour no more. She wants to go to school.
Yeah.
School, and then but most of the time she's just okay with going on the road doing online school.
Cool. And how you have a third book out too, correct?
Yeah, just my testimony, all stories made me for myself.
Okay.
On 07.
Okay, and you know, what does that go through? What's the starting point for the book? And I know the book it ends basically with your salvation and how your life's turned around, but what was the starting point in the book for people that are going to pick this up? Where do you start at in the book?
In the beginning, my childhood.
Okay.
So it goes from like, I mean, it's a good book. It's like, it's a life story, and it's got some fun things in it, the rise and fall, you know what I mean? It's like really, people have told me it's just a travesty because it's so like, up and down, you know, so much.
Who's the publisher for the book? And where can everybody...
Harper One, it's called.
Okay, where can everybody find that? Can they get it on your website too, or do they go through Amazon, or how do they get a hold of it?
Yeah, I just sent you Amazon. I mean, I think we get them on our website, but probably Amazon's the most reliable.
Okay, now you did a 5-song EP for this, and I've got just a couple more questions if it's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you also did you also have other material that you're going to be putting into a full length? Do you have a live CD or DVD plan? I know a lot of people are doing that too. They're starting to do the live CDs and DVDs periodically. What do you have planned for in the future? Because I'm sure you probably had a whole lot of material written. What was the idea with doing let's start with that first. Do you have a lot more material for another album?
We do have enough for a full length.
Okay.
That's coming out this fall.
Okay.
Getting ready to we're wrapping up a record deal any day now, and so that's going to be coming out this fall. And yeah, I did write a lot of stuff, but we're concentrating on writing new stuff. You know what I mean? Just letting go of the old.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like stuff you could do. There's so many different angles. So yeah, we're just concentrating on new creations right now.
Do you have a working title for the album that's going to be coming out in the fall, or not yet?
We're talking about having it called like the Chemicals EP and the Chemicals album when it comes out, but I think that'll be confusing. So I think we're going to have to come up with a name for the album.
Okay. And do you have a time frame this fall, early fall or late fall? What are you looking at, probably?
Late fall.
Okay, because that way people can go ahead and look for it. Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
Around October.
Okay. Let me ask you just a couple other questions and we'll wrap up because we have a couple more minutes. How is music, since you've been on the road, when you were on the road with Korn and you're on the road doing this now, you know, what are some of the differences that you see with like fans and some of the different places you play and you've got to go to? What's it like being on your own doing this as a musician?
It's just, I think totally rock music has changed. So there's rock music is just not as mainstream as it used to be. So that's way different. But I don't know. I see the people that are doing this are doing it for the love of music more rather than to get rich because it's hard to get rich right now off of music. So it weeds out all the fakers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing.
And I'm going to ask you one last question, then I want to promote everything. Is there a story that you can share about through your speaking engagements or playing about how the fact that Christ changed life, how it's impacted somebody? Or somebody came up and told you, Brian, I heard you speak, or I read your book, and this has impacted me and my life changed. Is there anything like that you can share?
Yeah, there's so many, man, but just one recently, this guy was, there's this thing called the Whosoevers that we do. It's me and the guy from POD, some action sport.
Yeah.
And it's just a movement that we do. We try to reach out to kids and put on free concerts and stuff. This kid was like, he said that he got a CD of our testimonies once, and he went home and listened to it, and he was like, oh, this sounds like a bunch of beat up old rock stars, you know?
Yeah.
But go to this guy's house. They wait for him to leave. They go in. They take his heroin. When they're coming out, the guy comes back, and he takes them around the block. He makes them get on their knees, search their pockets, finds the heroin, and shoots the dude in the face, and kills this guy's friend. And the other guy was just sitting there going, thinking about how he listened to that CD about the Dead Heat rock stars, you know, the burned out rock stars. And he was like, God, I need your help. Help me like you did those guys. And he tried to shoot him and the gun jammed. And he ran. And so that guy lived and he gave his life to God. So that's a crazy story. That's very cool. But everywhere I go, every speaking thing I do, there's someone that comes up to me and says, and you changed my life. Your book changed my life. So it's really encouraging to know that I'm doing some positive to the world, you know?
I think this is amazing what you're doing. I really, really think it is. And you're one of the you're one Christian musician who I can say this for a fact. Somebody who came out and became a born-again Christian that really I've seen got with very, very little slack overall in the press. I think God's done something amazing with you.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's been a journey, I'll tell you that. But I'm still on it, and I struggle, you know. It's not easy. But I never go back. There's nothing. This is it. This is the life.
I mean, my story is the prodigal son, and I can tell you every day it's not easy. I have my highs and my lows, and it's just, you know, you see, if it wasn't for God, I would have been dead a long time ago.
Yeah, me and you both, brother.
Yeah. So let's do this, and then when we're done, I want to talk to you for just a quick second. But where can everybody find you online? First of all, it's loveanddeathmusic.com. Do you have a personal website too? And what about Facebook and Twitter and MySpace and everything?
Yeah, Love and Death Music. Facebook.com/loveanddeathmusic. I got my site, brianheadwelch.net.
Okay.
And Twitter is at Brian Head Welch, all one word, and Brian Head Welch Facebook. And Love Death Music is the Twitter for our band.
Okay, and then I want to do one last thing before we wrap up. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to you for taking the time to do this. I know we had a little technical glitch about a week ago, and so it's a reschedule, so I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I really, really do. I've been really looking forward to this. And I also want to say this, I want everybody to know that, you know, all the PR people listening, that God has blessed me. I've been very, very blessed with all the relationships I have. And Doug Weber is one of the people I've been very, very blessed to work with who set this up, and I want to say thank you to him as well. He's done a wonderful job.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. Yeah, thank you for what you do, man. We couldn't do it without you guys, for sure.
Well, I appreciate that, and this is how I like to end this, Brian. Anything you'd like to say, there's no right or wrong, no leading for me, and generally, if anything you'd like to say to anybody, and how this is generally ended is, it's gone one of three ways usually. Somebody will say, I'd like to say I love you to my family or my spouse or whoever. There have been kind of like other people have given advice to up-and-coming bands. And the third way that it usually goes is, I'd like to thank this person or that person. So Brian, without further ado, Brian Head Welch, please take us out of here.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all the fans and people that stuck by me and you know, and shown support and everything, because it's pretty crazy over the years. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody like that. And yeah, the new album's out and new videos getting premiered on Vivo May 7th. So we're stoked on that. It's going to get to a lot of views and everything and good placement. So we're thankful to Vivo for that. Good stuff.
And I'm going to say interview over.